This is Beijing, and behind is the Forbidden City with Mao approval. And over here is Tiananmen Square. It's huge. It's as big as Texas. If you've ever been lost in the Dodger Stadium parking lot, you know the feel of how big it is. But you could probably put Dodger Stadium and the parking lot in the space of Tiananmen Square. And over here is the mausoleum of Mao, and the line management would make a Disneyland executive proud. And there are cameras everywhere and security. This is the Beijing Auto Show, and you would think all of Beijing is here. There are more than 1,100 models on display. There have been over 100 world premieres. It's on grounds that equal 30 football fields. A big deal for the Chinese consumer is the back seat. This is the back seat of a Geely, which is a standard little sedan. But what's going on is going from driven to driving is the marketplace. But you can always tell there's a little thing back here. It gives the sign of the chauffeur look. Now this is a back seat. We're in the back seat of a Hyundai Equus minisedan. Well, Lincoln is coming to China. Back here is an MK something concept. They're scheduled to open 8 dealerships in 7 cities by the fall, and introducing various personal services along with that. And something called the Black Label, they characterize as presidential series. They're also using their heritage, which I think you don't see at all in the States. Well, this is the big BMW. It's a concept car of the future, designed to perhaps be the BMW 9 series, who knows. And to suggest its competition with the Maybach, part of the chauffeured look in China. Here's another gesture to the Chinese market. Mercedes-Benz's C-Class Long. It'll be built here in China with their partner BAIC. This is the line to get into the concourse with Volkswagen, Porsche, Audi, Bentley. Still got 2 more rows to go, and I'm not sure when this is going to end. But basically, the Chinese market certainly begins with the ultra-luxury cars, Ferrari. Porsche does well here, sold almost as many as they did in the States. There's a little charm that's off that market because of the bling, anti-conspicuous look, but it's mostly the whiskey and watch people who are taking a hit on that because they're gifts. They're used as gifts. Oh, we're going to make a turn here. Then you have the Germans. Mercedes-Benz, BMW. They're strong, popular. Audi as well. Then North America, and of course famously Buick sells a lot here, and I think Buick sells more here than in the United States. And then you kind of have those Japanese hybrids, I guess I'd call them. You got Honda and Toyota, strong North American markets, and trying to work their way into the Chinese markets. And then finally the domestic market. Brands like BYD. A couple of years ago, it got an investment from Warren Buffett, and there was talk that it was going to come to the United States, but that seems to have disappeared. And then there's Geely, or Geely, which now owns Volvo. And it's speculated that it's going to really take about 10 to 20 years before the domestic market can start building cars at world quality. One thing for sure, got a lot of people. China has 1.4 billion people. The Financial Times estimates that about 5% could be considered rich, or that's about 65 million people. Now, curiously, in the United States, depending on how you figure it, about 5% of the U.S. could be rich. That's only 16 million. Rolls-Royce seems to own the rich category. They made 3,600 units worldwide last year. They sold 1,400 here in China, about 470 in the United States. And that's for the chauffeured-driven class. What's due to expand is the driving class. I'm not sure about this DS Spirit, but I've seen them around Beijing. It's a nice-looking car. They had a good-looking exhibit, tasteful. Maybe it's because of the Spirit part that makes me kind of a little soft to it. Maybe take a moment and use it. Chinese, I think, like a really big grill. It's part of that bling thing that announces themselves to the world. There's a variety of classes within the buyer. McKinsey recently presented a report, and they talked about that driving class being looking for the car as a business card, kind of like the United States in a way. And then, of course, there's the back seat, the idea of plenty of back seat, not only to be chauffeured, but you need room for the family. And it has this kind of area in here. Many cars will have it blacked in or have this window blacked in. And you'll see even this window will be blacked in with a little space, room so the driver can see out. Those are on the cars that are being driven. But even on the driving cars, they, I think, are looking for these characteristics. You know, the automobile is amazing. It seems to have the same appeal almost worldwide, certainly here.